Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a long time, 8 months since my last video, but it's given me a lot of time to think about where this channel's heading and what type of content I'm going to make for it, which leads me into today's video. As you probably know from the title, what's inside my camera bag. The first piece of equipment I want to show is this 70 to 200 2.8. It's a telephoto lens obviously, and I think any photographer or every photographer in their career should at least own one telephoto lens. It's the type of lens you'd use for any type of work. Maybe not any type of work, but a lot of work. Sport photography, studio work, portraits especially. It's like super clear, especially the 2.8. The newer one is even more clear. That just came out last year. They can be expensive. I got this one second hand and it's the older one, so I got a pretty good deal. It still does a great job though, especially if you're in sports photography, especially because it's weather sealed as well. So if you're shooting in the rain, the snow, whatever, the wind, it won't affect it at all. So that's a big up with the 70 to 200mm. The next piece of equipment I have is a Rode microphone. Being a filmmaker, it's like super important to have clear audio, and it's one of the biggest things when it comes to creating a film or documentary or any type of video work. This is an older one. They just released a newer one. Again, every filmmaker should have a microphone. Audio is like one of the biggest things when it comes to creating a film or YouTube videos. Like I bought this mic just for YouTube videos. The next bit of equipment is this thing here, which isn't super important for a lot of photographers. It's just something I have. It's a battery grip. So in the side, it's got a little compartment for 2 batteries instead of 1. They call it a battery grip, but it does more things as well. It gives you a shutter button there. So if you're holding your camera like that and you want to do a portrait, instead of holding your hand up like that, you can just hold it like that and take photos like that. It's also got some buttons on the back here as well. You can control ISO, aperture. It's not super important, but it was what I used for my 5D Mark IV. It is a little expensive as well, $400 I got this for, I think. But it does a good job. This is by far one of my favorite things I've bought. It is a flash, except it's not a manual flash, it's an automatic flash. Basically, you press this button on the side, it identifies where you are in the room, and if you're taking a photo of 2 people in front of you, or 1 person or a subject in front of you, you press this button and it turns back like that. It figures out what the room looks like, and it might say that's the best angle to get the best lighting for the people in front of you. It's pretty advanced. I think this was around $400 as well, or $300. If you're working in dark areas, or if you're shooting a dinner or a party, flashes are... Don't shoot a party or a dinner if you haven't got a flash. The next bit of equipment is my drone. It's a great drone. Even for hobbyists, it's a good drone. For professionals, if you're doing a lot of drone work, I would recommend the Inspire. That series, obviously that's a lot more expensive, but if you're going into drone work to make a living, then the Inspire is the way to go. For hobbyists or just photographers who want to not spend $10,000 on a drone, then I think the Mavic Pro, even the Mavic Pro 2, the new ones come out, they do a great job. In terms of speed, it can go 40 miles an hour. I mean, I've gotten this in kilometers. I can go 60 kilometers, I think, with the wind behind you. I think the Inspire's going even faster, up to 100 kilometers, which is ridiculous. As for the camera, it's got a 12.7 megapixel camera. It shoots 4K as well, 23 frames a second, with an uninterrupted signal. I've done 2 kilometers, so it's got a great signal as well. The batteries are great as well. One battery lasts 23 minutes off memory. If you get the Fly More combo, it comes with 2 spare batteries, and then it's got a car charging battery as well. So you may notice a bit of a difference in video quality. That's because I'm shooting on my iPhone. To show you, my next bit of equipment, the 5D Mark IV and my 16 to 35mm f4. This is like my go-to setup for anything I shoot on Instagram. 99% of my 95% of my Instagram stuff shot with this. The 16-35mm lens I got in 2015. So I've had that for, it'll be six years this year that I've had the 16-35mm. The price difference between the f4 and the f2.8 is so big. I think a lot of people are better off just getting the f4. The f2.8 is great as well. If you haven't got a big budget and you want a 16-35mm lens, the f4 is the one to go. That's pretty much it for all my camera equipment. Obviously I've got my computers as well, and that's used for video and photo editing, but that's a video for another day. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. It's firing. And then we might head down there. I actually didn't charge the drone last night, but it's kind of charged, but the batteries go low quickly, so I have like 4 different batteries, which are probably on like 40 or 50%, so I've got more than like 100% charge with one.